When I say Atlas, you say core. Atlas. Oh, we gotta try better than that. We gotta warm it up. It's so cold outside. Atlas. Atlas. Awesome. Well, good evening and welcome to the celebration of service for our Atlas Core Fellows. This is an evening where we celebrate the professional achievements, personal milestones, and the memories made for this special group of fellows. So I encourage everyone in the room to grab your last snacks, come forth, grab a seat. I also want to welcome everyone watching us online. We have our virtual network from around the world, and we're excited that you can join us to celebrate this momentous occasion. And of course, the most important part of the evening, I'm going to invite everyone to give a warm welcome to the Atlas Core Fellows that we're celebrating this evening. So please join me in welcoming Atlas Core Fellows! And they want a big applause. They're going to make you work for it. Big applause. Big applause. All right. Please come forth, my fellows. You can grab a seat on either side. And there's rooms on this side too. Everywhere's a great seat for you all. You're all the guests of honor tonight. Oh, yeah. There's a place here, there's a place there. There should be a place for all. Good evening, my fellow fellows. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Abby Robinson. I'm the Chief Development. Oh, are we missing one? No worries. Meredith has got a chair for you. Meredith has got a chair. Apologies, you guys multiplied upstairs while you were preparing. We can put it at the end there, Meredith. Thank you. There's always room for one more Atlas Core Fellow. So, good evening. My name is Abby Robinson. I'm the Chief Development Engagement Officer at Atlas Core. I'm also more proudly an Atlas Core Class 2 alum, so it was with great honor that I celebrate welcoming this group of fellows to our alumni network. And fellows, you truly have had an impact on Atlas Core. And last January, with what I like to call an inspired fury as you arrived with our blizzard of January 2016. And I feel like today your departure also gives us chills, and it is the coldest day of the season that we've had so far. And you guys are really a force of nature. It also is remarkable that you kicked off our 10th year celebration. 2016 was the 10th year of Atlas Core, and we started that year by welcoming you to the Atlas Core Fellowship. So tonight we are here to celebrate you for all you have achieved and all you will continue to achieve in your professional careers. Of course, it is a bittersweet moment because it is time that we say goodbye. And it is also time that we remember those community, professional, and personal achievements that you all experienced throughout this year. We are incredibly proud of you and thrilled that you will forever be part of the Atlas Core Network. As you transition home, the big picture of what Atlas Core means in the world, and hopefully what Atlas Core means in your professional and personal development itself. While you may not be serving side by side by the fellows you have here with you tonight, you're always connected. And no matter where you end up, you will always be an Atlas Core Fellow. Atlas Core Fellows and members of this community willing to support you no matter where you may be. Of course, tonight is more about reflection and celebration than future planning. And who better to provide that first-hand reflection than one of your own, an Atlas Core Fellow. So we actually asked this group to vote on who they would like to be their class speaker to share their Atlas Core journey. And they selected a fellow from Jamaica who served at Heartland Alliance International in Chicago. So please join me in welcoming Anna Kim to the front.
Atlas Core staff, fellows, and specially invited guests. To all, good evening. As Abby indicated, my name is Anakin Robinson. I'm an Atlas Core Fellow from Jamaica, serving at Heartland Alliance International in Chicago. Before I begin, I must confess I was the right person for this job. When I was informed that I had been voted class speaker, I was not amused. I was not amused. In fact, my first thought was to decline for reasons undetermined and unknown. I did not think that I, being a was best suited to speak about the experience of this fellowship. Being satellite, I felt so from the wider fellow community and Atlas Corps that I sometimes forgot I was on a fellowship. Well, until I received my mom this time. So instead of declining to speak, I wrote the email in the hope that it would go away. I envisioned what I would say, I scribbled my thoughts, I played role in my head, but still, secretly, I hoped the email would disappear. In fact, it wasn't until 2 a.m. this morning, after checking my inbox for the 1 millionth time, since receiving a notification, that I finally accepted that it wasn't going away. Email saying, "Dear Anakin, we are pleased to inform you that we've identified another speaker. We would like to apologize for the distress our previous notification may have caused you." So my 2 a.m. epiphany led me to this conclusion. With graduation a few hours away, I had two options, write or flight. Unfortunately, the latter would prove a little challenging as I opted to stay with a fellow, Mehak, who had graciously given up her bed and was sleeping on the couch next to the door, and I just couldn't figure out how to get past her without the floor squealing on me. So finally I began to think, in a serious way, about what I could possibly say. The answer screamed at me and it was quite simple, tell the truth. So here goes, you asked right, guys. When I left Jamaica to serve as an Atlas Corps fellow, I didn't do so off my own accord. Shipped off, quite literally, in friends and support system that the universe blessed me with over the past years. They, long before I did, believed that this fellowship and the limitless possibilities that came with it was exactly what the doctor prescribed. They and I, on those very rare occasions, were praying for an intervention to reignite the light that once shone ever so bright within me. Something that would help me to rediscover my purpose in life. When my mother died in 2013, I suffered two deaths, that of my mother and the other of my soul. I could no longer hear the songs of my heart, nor was I sure of my purpose in life in general. For my entire life, my sole reason for living was my mother. Everything I ever wanted to become, everything I did, was strategically guided by a desire to make her proud. She was my reason for being, my foundation. So naturally, when that foundation was removed, I was shaken to my core. I crumbled, and all the king's horses and all the king's men, and tried they did, could not put Anak and Kim back together again. I became, as I recall my best friend saying ever so often, a shadow of myself. Receiving the news that Atlas Corps had found a host organization, my first impulse was to reply that I was no longer available. Thankfully, because I had recognized that I wasn't in the best shape to make key decisions regarding my life at the time, I had relinquished control over important affairs of my life to my best friend. We had agreed that on matters regarding my professional and personal affairs, I would consult her before making any decision. So from my initial notification regarding placement, through the final confirmation that I would be serving at Heartland Alliance International, consultation. Well, more like negotiations. I created a well-thought list of reasons why I ought not to go. I presented my arguments and she nodded, responding only with fair enough, end of conversation. She was creating a list of 101 reasons why I should go. And she was calling on the reinforcement, the support system, all of whom had been praying for an intervention, and they were not about to let this opportunity pass. Outnumbered and feeling that in the grand scheme of things, I had nothing to lose, I accepted the offer to become a fellow. And so, with the blessing and support of my friends, I set off for the US to embark on this journey with a sense of indifference, but accepting that I had nothing to lose and everything to gain. That at the end of this fellowship, I should be of myself. It was almost smart. Not that specific, but measurable. Achievable, relevant, and definitely time-bound. I only had 1 year. To make it more specific, I defined a better version of myself as growth, both professionally and personally. Finally, I established 2 strategic objectives to guide this growth, listing the desired outcome to measure success. My first objective was to learn. I simply wanted to learn to live with gratitude. So important to me that I just could not see anything to be grateful for. I finally realized that in order to relearn an attitude of gratitude, I must allow myself to grieve and be patient as I go through the stages of this process, even if it takes me the rest of my life. I also realized that to be truly grateful, I had to learn to give myself a break. Yes, Kim, stop beating up yourself. So, as of today, am I more grateful? I am. More grateful than when I started this journey, more grateful than I was last week. I was at 2 a.m. this morning. Do I have an attitude of gratitude all day? Absolutely not. These things don't just happen overnight. Come on. I do relapse, but I am grateful that relapses are not often and are usually triggered by eventualities such as my phone falling on the train tracks, or being voted to be class speaker. Although I must point out that in the former instance, I was tremendously grateful that it was the phone that fell on the train tracks and not me. And in the latter, that I've expanded my circle with amazing, talented change makers from across the globe who believe that I could speak on their behalf. I'm grateful. Thank you, guys. Professionally, I set out to seize every learning opportunity that would arise from this journey. To the structure of my host organization, HAI, I created a learning plan identifying and mapping the different learning opportunities that I needed to tap into. Set on the program development team. It was love at first sight. Proposal writing, budgeting, M&E framework, and gaining a better understanding of the donor environment. However, this was my comfort zone, familiar territory. So I quickly identified what aspects were new and areas that I wanted to improve upon. Now here's another truth. What I've learned so far has exceeded the limited scope I had sketched out for myself. During this journey, I became a student, and HAI, Atlas Core, my fellow fellows, and the US became my classroom and my teachers. I've been building my capacity in program development, which was further strengthened by my participation in this program. HAI integrated me into the life of the organization, so I participated in strategic development workshops and reflection sessions, and was encouraged to give my inputs and recommendations, some of which were actually considered and implemented. I felt like part of the team. I've been exposed to new areas such as trauma-informed approaches to development programs, and gained a greater understanding of issues of trafficking in persons, exploitation, and abuse in certain regions of the world. I've also ventured into a different field altogether, human resource, working on salary scales and labor law. My Spanish has improved tremendously. I am now more confident speaking in Spanish, all thanks to my supervisor, Samantha, that I should speak it even if I'm speaking and started the Spanish club for me to speak with fluent speakers. My supervisor has been a great teacher and mentor, far more than she's willing to give herself credit for. Finally, not least, I've learned to appreciate that even the simplest of tasks can become a huge challenge because of the attitude one takes in approaching said task. So, there was personal and professional growth that I, and I'm sure all of you, can point to. But one of the most unexpected ways that I grew was as a human being. Perhaps one of the best lessons I've learned so far is how to live humbly. I've long believed in and preached to my peers about living within one's means, but until now, I don't think I quite understood what it really meant to do much with little and still be truly happy. Over the past months, I've come to enjoy myself and life in general in a totally different way than I'd grown accustomed to. I've rediscovered a more authentic joy that akin to my childhood, a pure happiness that is derived internally and not from material sources. I've become more empathetic and more driven to play my part in helping to alleviate poverty. If I thought of myself as a compassionate being before, these past months have reminded me of my upbringing, memories of my own mother teaching me to give up the little we had and why I desired to serve. Having to refine my plans and juggle between obligations here and back home, I've constantly thought about the realities of persons who have survived on nothing, for whom, unlike me, it's not a choice. I've naturally become more resourceful and reaffirmed my belief that some of the most resourceful persons in this world are those with little or nothing. This fellowship has undoubtedly renewed my belief in the human spirit. It has helped me to look beyond and really see those around me for who they are, fellow human beings. It has helped me to reconfirm who I am, a humanitarian, a giver, a change maker. Giving while on a meager means reminds me, and I'm sure us, that it is the heart of giving that truly matters. It is this heart that gives birth to change. And so we sit here today with hearts and minds convicted of the same belief. We are the change. We can all make a difference in the worlds we call home. We are the hope. We were born for a time such as this, a time where so many need something to hope for. We are the future, a future we will create using our hands, hearts, and minds. Life is about growing. Being a part of the Atlas Core Fellowship has given each of us fresh opportunities to continue growing and learning new things that will carry us for the rest of our lives. To Atlas Core, thank you for providing this platform for talents and ideas to cross borders, for our worlds to interconnect in ways that wouldn't otherwise be possible. To our host organizations, thank you for teaching us and for being willing and eager to learn from us. Thank you for establishing learning grounds for priceless shared experiences. To my fellow fellows, remember who you are, what defines you, what makes you who you are, and be true to you always. Create a strategy if you don't already have one. Set goals with measurable objectives and don't beat up on yourself if you don't achieve all. Be flexible. Allow this and every one of life's journeys to teach you and inform your strategy as you go along. Refuel and recharge. Always make time to connect and reconnect with you. To all those who will be extended, keep enjoying, learning, and growing. To those who will return home shortly, let your light continue to shine so brightly that others will be inspired. So in closing, in the words of my fellow Jamaicans, big up yourself, enough love, walk good.
Fantastic. 2 a.m. speech. That's pretty good for 2 a.m. Imagine she'd done it 2 days in advance. That was amazing. Thank you, Annika. That was fantastic. My name is Scott Beal. I'm the founder and CEO of Atlas Core. Thank you all for coming out. Before introducing our speaker, I just wanted to briefly build up what Annika was saying. You know, the truth of the matter is, we all at different points in our life struggle. We all at different points in our life maybe lose our North Star or you meet people as impressive as they may be, and you don't know the other things they have going on in their lives. But we don't all answer the call to service, like Anna Kim did when she was called for Atlas Corps, or all the other fellows here. Or for that matter, most of the people in this room who have also decided to dedicate their lives to service and change as well. So know that you are not the only one struggling, and know that especially being in this room, you are not alone. And so I'm thankful for Anna Kim's words and for this incredible Class 20. All of our classes are amazing. This class has had a lot of people serve directly at Atlas Corps, so a very special connection with folks in this class. And it was a big year for us with our 10-year anniversary. Speaking of our 10-year anniversary, we had an amazing host committee, which I'll tell you more about later. But one of the people who came from that group was an individual named Juan Gonzalez, who's our next speaker. For a few more days, serving as the Deputy Assistant Secretary for Western Hemisphere and Latin America, has helped lead State Department's efforts throughout Latin America, including in his time previously with Vice President Biden and other iterations of his life of service, largely in government. We invited Juan to come tonight to give a little bit of a graduation remarks for this great class. But I also wanted to thank Juan for all of his service to our country, but also to Atlas Corps this past year. So, Juan Gonzalez. Sir.
Thank you. Happy New Year, Atlas Corps.
Happy New Year.
I wanted to thank Anna Kim. Those are brilliant remarks. The former ambassador of Jamaica to the U.S., Ralph Thomas, was a very good friend, and he was always an incredibly eloquent and well-spoken and thoughtful person. It seems that runs in the blood of Jamaicans. So it's very, very, very well done. Before I jump in, I also wanted to thank Scott for the invitation, but also recognize what I think was an award that you received this year. You were named the Power and Influence Top 50 2016 by the Nonprofit Times, and I think it just demonstrates the resolve, the hard work, regardless of where you are in the world, and your commitment to actually making Atlas Corps succeed. So thank you for your work, and maybe we'll give them a quick round of applause. So, fellows, I got to say a couple things. First, I got to say I'm glad I'm not competing with you. I don't know what they're putting in the water these days, but as I look through the list of the fellows that have come up here, you're all incredibly well accomplished. So I'm in awe of what you all are doing. It takes a lot of courage to come here and spend a year here in the United States, and then go back and try to implement what you've been learning. I'm also a little bit envious, I have to say, because when they say Atlas Corps is the reverse Peace Corps, I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Guatemala many years ago, and I still, to me, they're some of the best memories of the people that I met, and the work that I did in the places that I went. But mostly I'm jealous of Andrew and his hair, because I'm follically challenged. But we're going to be sorry to see you go in Australia. I wish I could grow hair and have a beard. But more importantly, because when I was your age, I was not really, the call to service hadn't come yet. You know, I was still, I think I was in upstate New York studying at the time, and my priorities were, I had a punk rock band called Amoebas and Heat, and I really thought they were going to make it. And it was really something that was really important to me. And so when I meet people like you nowadays, I'm blown away at how that call to service comes so early on. And without a doubt, you look throughout the world, and I was looking through the list of fellows that are here, and I'm a Latin American expert, and so I know in every country, from Brazil to Venezuela, there are incredible challenges. And many of these challenges are often beyond the ability of any one state. Governments aren't necessarily the solution to every problem. It really comes down to individuals and their commitment to transparency, their commitments to justice, their commitments to social progress. And it's tough. I mean, I'm not going to get political, but it's been a difficult year here in the United States. This new year for me has been very mixed because I've learned that things don't always go the way you want them to. I've learned that, frankly, that there is still prejudice in the world, that there's still a lot of anger and rancor. That's something I've seen this year. I thought that we'd actually overcome a lot. But I've also this year found that it only takes one individual to really believe in something important for there to be change. 2016, for as far as I'm concerned, will be one of the best years because I got to meet Sarah Platt, my fiance. So it's been a mixed year. Ian Bremmer, who's the head of the Eurasia Group, describes 2017 as the G0 year. What does that mean? It means where there's no kind of hegemon, there's no US leadership leading the way. And he describes it that the United States is assuming leadership responsibilities and allies, especially Europe, that are weaker and looking to hedge bets on US interests, and our two, quote, frenemies seeking to assert themselves as alternatives. So, aside from the end of American exceptionism, as he would describe it, what does that mean? It means that we're entering I think, potentially a geopolitical recession, a more complicated time, where kind of the future of world politics are much less clear, much less defined. After the election, I had to travel to the Northern Triangle of Central America, which is Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras, to review a lot of the efforts that we've been doing to address the flow of migration to the United States. In 2014, for those of you who were following the press, we had a huge number of Central Americans that were actually coming to the US. The levels of violence, the lack of economic opportunity, and just the growth in the business model by many trafficking organizations. And we've been working first, I was working with the Vice President and now the Department of State to work with these countries to try to address those underlying causes of migration. And one of my stops was to visit in El Salvador a place called La Chacra, which is a reintegration facility, where after the United States will deport an individual or Mexico will deport an individual, they are reintegrated. The United States provides supports to La Chacra to make sure that if there are criminals that are coming back, that law enforcement is there to receive them in the process, but also to make sure that anybody who is suffering from maybe psychological trauma or that is somebody that wants to come back and find a job has all those services at their disposal. So I'm walking around La Chacra, getting a tour by the International Organization on Migration. We have representatives from USAID. And as I'm walking around, very much just thinking about the numbers that are moving and the services that are being provided and US assistance, this little kid walks up to me and pulls my pant and just starts talking to me. He must have been this big. His name was Claudio. And this kid was, his mother and him had been deported from Mexico. And they had nothing. But this kid really just wanted to talk to everybody in the reintegration center. And was this incredibly talkative, very engaging individual. And it was, for me, something that almost brought me to tears because as a Colombian native, it could have been me. And I kid you not, Scott, when I met this kid, the first thing that popped in my mind is this phrase you always say, which is that talent is universal, but opportunity is not. And I literally almost broke down in tears to see that I had this great fortune of being born in a place where my parents could provide for me. I could come to the United States, I could go to school, I could do all this. And Claudio clearly was more brilliant and would be thinking about other things other than his punk rock band in his 20s, and really, willing to make a contribution going to have that opportunity. So why do I talk about Ian Brunner? Why do I talk about in a world of uncertainty, in a world where it's unclear, whether or not you're a supporter of kind of U.S. leadership and what has been over the last 70 years in kind of an international war by, let's say the work that Anna Kim is doing in Jamaica, the work that Cosmos Alone is doing in Ghana, that's what matters. Because nowadays there are more than just governments that are really important actors. There are civil society organizations that are working. Non-governmental organizations are in many ways driving the agenda. And so we need journalists that are calling for transparency. We need them here in the United States. We need them in the places that you will all return to. We need a commitment to social progress. We need to make sure that governments are held accountable and that they're transparent. So the work that you're doing here matters. It's a wonderful year where you've made some amazing friends, but really you're just getting started. And when you go back, that's where the responsibility really begins. And as Scott said, you're not alone, because there are people all over this country, all over the world, that share that commitment. And I think we'll be standing ready to support you. So congratulations to all of you for all the work that you've done over the last year. And I think we're all here, I can speak for everybody here when I say we're all incredibly proud of the work that you have done and that. So thank you, Scott, very much, and thank you for hosting.
Thank you so much, Juan, and I think that is key. This is what matters. We are what matters, who's here tonight in this room, and the people out in the community that are supporting us. And what's great about our celebration tonight is that we are here to celebrate the 20 people in front of this room. We're also here to celebrate our network. And a fun part of the evening is the Atlas Corps Awards, or the Atlas Corps Honors, we like to call them. And these are to recognize the individuals, the organizations that make Atlas Corps the network, the thriving group of inspired individuals that we are. So we have 3 awards that we're giving out this evening, and I'm excited to announce the winners. So the first is our Outstanding Partner in Global Service. And what is exciting about this award this evening is that it was such a tough decision that we are awarding not 1, but 2 organizations this special honor. And it's going to an organization here in DC and 1 in what we call our satellite cities, which means non-DC. And so the first group we're going to be recognizing this evening is our DC-based organization, and that is World Vision International. So a little about World Vision's involvement. Since 2015, World Vision has hosted a total of 5 fellows. 2 of these fellows are graduating this evening. World Vision goes above and beyond the duties of a host organization. In addition to giving fellows meaningful work and the opportunity to lasting impact on their organization, they also ensure fellows are happy in their personal lives through inviting them to Sunday church services or going to lunch with the fellows during the week. And we are grateful for our partnership with World Vision International because it truly is a collaboration. So please join me in recognizing our distinguished partner in global service, World Vision International, and I would like to invite Mark Laurie, Partnership Leader at World Vision, to accept this award on their behalf. Here's the photo, gentlemen, and then I'll invite Mark to say a few words. Mark, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks very much for the opportunity to be with you and for the very kind recognition as well. The privilege is very much ours to partner with Atlas Corps. Said we've hosted now a total of 5, one of whom is in the audience, Pascal from Sierra Leone. We also feel very fortunate to have spent the past year working together with Lamia from Pakistan and with Thomas from Zambia. And they have added a tremendous amount to our organization. They have both brought wonderful minds and caring spirits and great energy and insight into the work that we've done together. And we've got nothing but positive things to say about each of them. Wish we had the finance to enable them to continue, but we are hopeful that our paths will continue to cross and perhaps that we can continue to work with them in other ways, whether in the near or longer term future. They both are great professionals, I think, with a very bright future ahead, hoping to change whatever communities and societies they're working within. I also want to say, just for a moment, what a joy it is to work with Atlas Corps specifically. Having been a fellow myself shortly after I finished undergrad with another organization that shall go unnamed, the description that best suits that would be fly-by-night. I survived, the organization survived, but it's a little bit of a rocky path. Atlas Corps is on the other end of the spectrum. Your professionalism is outstanding from the very first contact we had throughout. So whether there were any small bumps in the road as inevitably arise, work through those together, reaching out and helping in a host of ways. We really appreciate the opportunity to work together and are looking forward to continuing to do so. Thank you all very much.
And our second winner of the Distinguished Partner in Global Service goes to our partner in Chicago, Heartland Alliance International. As you heard a little from Anakin earlier, but more background about their engagement with Atlas Corps. Heartland Alliance International works in the realms of housing, healthcare, jobs, and justice to offer individuals the range of support they need to change their lives and keep them stable. They have hosted a total of 4 fellows starting in class 17 in January of 2015, and they were one of our first host organizations in Chicago. Their current fellows have both been extended, Cosmos and Anakim, for a total of 6 months each. Heartland Alliance had been more than just an outstanding host to our fellows. They have also been ambassadors in the city of Chicago by hosting events, introducing us to new potential partners. They're also more than willing to help us out from time to time by serving on satellite supervisor panels. I would like to invite Samantha Levine, Associate Director of Operations at Heartland Alliance, Chicago, to come and accept this award on behalf of the organization. Samantha?
Yes. Thank you very much.
It's your moment of fame.
This isn't a theme of Heartland Alliance people came up here. I didn't know I was gonna have to talk. So Heartland Alliance, this sounds crazy, but over 125 years ago, was founded as a human rights organization to help people newly arriving into Chicago. At that time, there's a lot of migration into the city. And over the years, as migration dynamics changed, obviously more and more people are coming to Chicago, not just from the southern part of the country, but from all over the world. And the organization has evolved as part of that. So our mission has always been, how can we welcome people? How can we make sure that they feel that they're at home wherever they are? And sometimes that's getting a lawyer. Sometimes that's getting an apartment. Sometimes that's signing a kid up for school. So when Atlas Corps approached us to see if we'd like to partner with them, that was probably the easiest decision we've ever had to make. They asked us if we wanted to host some fellows and try to make them home in Chicago, and we said absolutely. And we have never regretted that decision. Kim and Cosmos especially help make us a better organization every day. We know we have a lot of room to grow and a lot of things that we can improve upon, and we're really thankful that they're there to help us do that. So, thank you.
Excellent, and now for our next award, which is the Outstanding Supporter in Global Service. I'm actually going to invite Scott forward to present the award, both physically and verbally.
So this year we decided for this class we wanted to recognize the host committee for our 10-year anniversary gala. As most of you know, we celebrate our 10-year anniversary this past fall at the Renwick Gallery of Art and pulled together our first host committee to bring in new donors and partners and corporations and VIPs to make this a successful event. When we had this ambition almost a year ago to really celebrate our 10-year anniversary, we knew we couldn't do it alone. So we did it the way we always do at Atlas Corps, is we asked for help. And these members of the host committee really stepped up in what was a fairly large commitment of time and sweat equity and connections and love and effort. So a few of those members are here tonight. Guys, really, and all the host committee members who are here. So, and Juan and Neil, and I now really wish I had brought up a list.
They want to stand.
Nick Namba might still be here. If you guys could stand, and then maybe it's just Sarah and Juan who are still here. All right, then we'll have Sarah come up and get her certificate then and recognize it for the group. Is that Juan as well? Great.
All right.
Here you go, Sarah. So for Juan as well. Great. And Sarah, you want to say a few words?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah Platts, as a member of the host committee. I actually think, if I remember correctly, and Scott, call me out later if I'm wrong, I was the first person that Scott called that was not on the board. For me, it was actually very much a no-brainer. I actually do not hail from the nonprofit world. I worked for Deloitte. Some of you guys may know us. And I have worked, however, profits and nonprofits as clients in my time at Deloitte. And I have been no more impressed than working with Scott, working with Atlas Corps, Andrew, Abby, all of the folks, and getting to meet some of the fellows. So for me, like I said, it was very much a no-brainer. And when you really boil down to why is that, I think my lovely fiance, who I am going to correct here, we met in 2015, not 2016. Sorry, you agree with me. It really boils down to you guys, and like, this is what matters. And I think that, you know, over the course of the host committee being developed and evolving, I got to meet other people who come from, you know, other parts of, whether it be corporate America, nonprofits, whatever it might be. All of us really agreed, like, this is what matters, and you fellows and the work that you do and the values that you espouse really is what matters. So I think I speak for all of us when I say it was a pleasure. It was a no-brainer to be involved. And I do want to compliment Abby and Andrew and anyone else who worked on off. If any of you would like to help plan mine and Juan's wedding, come see me after, because I need your help with this. So Andrew, you can extend this wedding. But anyways, thank you, and on behalf of the host committee, thank you.
And our final honor for the evening is our distinguished volunteer in global service. And this is actually a virtual presentation because our volunteer has recently went off to grad school in Vermont. And that's Kate Woldridge. The Distinguished Volunteer in Global Service Award is given to an Atlas Corps volunteer or volunteers who have gone above and beyond their contributions and innovations to Atlas Corps. Kate has served Atlas Corps as a teaching fellow in Columbia in 2015 and also as our Latin American program intern and assistant. With her passion for cross-cultural exchange and international service and her valuable perspective as an alumna of the program, Kate has contributed immensely to expanding our teaching fellowship program's recruitment, promotion, and outreach, as well as integrating that network with our wider Atlas Corps community. So Kate, we thank you, we congratulate you, and we look forward to engaging you again once you're done with grad school. We will be here. So thank you and congratulations, Kate. Excellent. So now, fellows, you've been so patiently waiting, and without further ado, the spotlight is on you. So please join me in welcoming forward our program manager, Nick Cortina, who is going to welcome our present our fellows for the evening. So Nick, please come forward.
Everyone. First, I just want to echo what everyone before me has said, but personally I want to say that Class 20 has actually been the first class that I've seen from start to finish, and it's been an honor and a pleasure to see your journeys and how much you've grown over the course of this year, that you're going to continue to go on. That said, and Susan said, "How much for our creative associates?" He approached his work with a great attitude, enthusiasm, and know-how. This team will certainly live on past his time at Creative Club. So congratulations to Aga. Next, we have Ahmed Hafez, who served at Human Rights Campaign. So Hafez's supervisor, Jordan, said, "Hafez has been an integral addition to the HRC global team over the past year. He was instrumental in helping to get the inaugural Global Innovative Advocacy Summit off the ground this past March. He was not only the project assistant, forever a member of the first cohort of HRC Global Equality Innovators." So congratulations again to Hafez. So now we have Alana Souza, who served at Leader of Light USA. And Alana's supervisor, Ami and Ilik, said, "Our growth around the world would not have been possible without Alana. Since she founded Leader of Light in Brazil, she has shown an entrepreneurial spirit and determination to get things done. She has a strong desire to make a lasting, positive impact for people in the communities whose lives are affected by energy poverty." So congratulations, Alana. So next we have Annabelle Pereras, who served at International Accountability Project. Annabelle supervisor Ryan said that Anne was an unbelievable addition to our team. Anne brought intelligence, a dedication to detail, and an unending passion to push for community-led development priorities. Anne's personal and professional experience complemented our global team so well. Be part of our activist family. So Anne actually couldn't be with us today, but I think she might be watching later. Next, we have Anakin Robinson, who served at Heartland Alliance International. And supervisor Samantha said, "Kim has essentially become our operations project manager, owning and implementing projects in communications, operations, audits, and policy implementation. Her eagerness to learn and professionalism have make her a true pleasure to work with. I've been impressed and inspired by her initiative to take on a great project. Congratulations, Annika. So next we have Andrew Tangas, who served with us here at Atlas Corps. Andrew's supervisor, Scott Beal, whom some of you may know, said that Andrew has been an incredible addition to the team leading our global franchise efforts, including placing our first fellow in Australia, your anniversary gala. Is extended and will be going home to grow Atlas Corps down under. Congratulations, Andrew. Next, we have Bora King, who served at D3 Jubilee, and unfortunately she was not able to be here with us tonight, but her supervisor, Ji Young, said, "We all loved working with you. Thank you for your great contribution and passionate attitude. We hope we motivated and inspired you through our work. Look forward to our paths crossing again, and we wish you the best of luck in all of your future careers." So congratulations to Bora. Now we have Cosmos Godson, who served at Heartland Alliance International. And Cosmos supervisor Samantha said that Cosmos is a truly exceptional individual. When he came to Heartland, his presence was quickly felt. Cosmos has a drive that is remarkable and somehow remains completely humble. Cosmos, in my view, is an individual who is a game changer. His potential is limitless along with his ability to grow. Congratulations, Cosmos. Next, we have Ayatayo Ongumola, who is unfortunately not able to be with us today, but he served at Creative Associates International, and his supervisor, Sarah, said that Ayatayo was a wonderful addition to the team. He took the time to get to know each team member. He contributed to our business development work, and he had an intrinsic understanding of what works in the field. To several projects, and was integral in helping us further develop them. Congratulations, Ayatayo. Next, we have Giannina or Gigi Rafa, who served with us here at Atlas Corp. And Gigi supervisor Abby said, in one word, awesome. Gigi has enhanced our external image, built our internal capacity, and pretty much just rocked out every aspect of her role. She has forever left a positive mark on Atlas Corp as an organization and as a network. So congratulations to you. Okay, now we have Hira Takir, who served at Making Sense International. Hira's supervisor, Sarah, said that Hira is a team member we know we can depend on to get things done. She led the youth participation component of our summit, and she embraced the important role of facilitating sessions and contributing to the communications and logistics of our work. So congratulations, Hira. Now we have Hussein Mayomi, who served at the Career Institute for Middle East Policy. And Hussein's supervisor, Allison, said that Hussein has been a great asset to our team and an absolute joy to work with. He possesses three rare qualities that even great researchers usually only have one or two of. Working attitude that never shies away from any task. Keen insight, the most complex solution for the betterment of the human condition. Congratulations, Hussein. We have Alona Filmanova, who served at the Taproot Foundation. Alona's supervisor, Shannon, said that from day one, Alona has been a Taproot superstar. She has never hesitated from taking on important work and always has a great attitude that permeates everything she does. Also, she has excelled at utilizing the support we provide her, allowing her to grow and even excel as a Taproot staff member. So congratulations, Alona. Now we have Kang Kwan Lee, who served at Goodwill Industries International. Kang Kwan supervisor Cindy said that Kang Kwan has been a joy to work with. His hard work and initiative have been invaluable to the Goodwill team. He's not only contributed to our work this year, but left a legacy on future Goodwill International work. So congratulations, Kang Kwan. So now we have Karan Ali, who served at Youth for Understanding International Secretariat. Karan's supervisor, Caddis, said that when we took Karan to her first baseball game, we weren't sure she would enjoy herself until we introduced her to cotton candy. Although she did show a keen interest in the game, I think it was the cotton candy that made the outing especially fun. It's hard not to find something that keeps Karan from smiling. What a joy to have her on our team this past year. Congratulations. So next we have Lamia Samin Malik, who served at World Vision International. And Lamia's supervisor, Matthew, said that it was great having Lamia on our team. She really gave us a unique opportunity to practically experience a religiously diverse team. Lamia was very quick to adapt to World Vision's unique culture. We're going to miss the warmth, laughter, and insight she brought to our team. And we were very lucky to have her this year. So congratulations, Lamia. So next we have Cameron Malik, who served at CARE USA. And Cameron's supervisor, Robert, said that it has been a pleasure to work with Cameron. He's brought a lot of financial knowledge and experience to our team, has increased the quality of our internal and external reports. He is great to work with, and colleagues enjoy his company and thoughts or feedback on financial issues. So congratulations, Cameron. So now we have Mahek Tosi, also served with us at Atlas Corps. And Mahek Supervisor Meredith said that Mahek has been a joy to work with and an essential part of our team. We planned 30 days of professional development for other Atlas Corps fellows, and she's always finding ways to innovate with our programs to make them better every time. She's been a leader in advancing our training program. Congratulations, Mahek. And I'll say that Mahek also played a big role in planning today and the next 2 weeks, so thanks for all your hard work. So next we have Hamza Abbas, who served at the International Center for Research on Women. And his supervisor, Jennifer, said that it has been such a pleasure for us to have Hamza join the ICRW team. Addition to our team because he brings a collaborative spirit, fantastic field experience, and a solid set of research skills. We've all learned from him and enjoyed having him as part of our family. So congratulations, Hamza. So now we have Nadia Taha, who served at Voice of America. And Nadia's supervisor, Sonia, said that Nadia's commitment to high standards in journalism has made her valuable to our team. I light up the room, and it's been amazing to see the personal relationships that Nadia has made alongside her professional growth and success. She'll continue being a pillar of strength for her community and her country, and has enabled us to do our work more effectively. So congratulations, Nadia. So now we have Fales Milimo, who served at World Vision International. And Fales supervisor Paul said that we have been blessed by Fales over the past year. She's produced newsletters for our disability community of practice, consulted with stakeholders on ways forward following a difficult period without leadership, guidance on support to the most vulnerable children. Moreover, Fales expanded our own cultural, social, and spiritual horizons, both within and outside of World Vision. So congratulations, Fales. So now we have Selma Bardacci, who served at the John D. Evans Foundation. And Selma's supervisor, Steve, said that Selma has been a great addition to our team. Her energy and ability to connect with people has earned the trust and respect of many organizations that our foundation supports. Her fearless pursuit of helping others has been an inspiration. And how wonderful working with Selma was going to be. She is truly a great ambassador for our foundation and Atlas Corps. Congratulations, Selma. So now we have Soo-Young Kim, who served at Jubilee Jumpstart, but unfortunately isn't able to be here with us tonight. Supervisor Dee said that Soo-Young brought ideas and experience to our organization, but made her greatest impact by sharing joy and enthusiasm for the work we do with children, families, and the community. We love thinking of how her bright spirit will light up other people. Congratulations. And Yummy's supervisor Alicia said that Yummy is a wonderful addition to PAI. Eagerness and enthusiasm for every task and project is a breath of fresh air. We are very pleased that she's able to extend her fellowship and look forward to her partnership and contributions for the next several months. So congratulations, Yummy. Great, so let's give another round of applause to all of our class 20 fellows. So we have a few more honors to give out. For every class, the class votes on a few different class superlatives. We're going to hand out awards for Best Motivator, Most Transformed, Most Likely to Make Everyone Laugh, Most Outgoing, Most Culturally Adaptable, and Most Likely to Lead Their Country. So for Best Motivator, we are honored to give this award to Now, the award for Most Transformed goes to Karan Ali. The award for Most Likely to Make Everyone Laugh goes to the person that I think has been laughing the most this entire time, Gigi Rocco. The award for Most Outgoing goes to Alona Emily. The award for Most Culturally Adaptable goes to Violet. And now, the award for Most Likely to Lead Their Country, who is one of the most humblest people I know, but she very much deserves this award for her passion and hard work. It goes to Selma. Great, so let's give one more round of applause to everyone. And I'm going to hand it back over to Abby.
Thank you, Nick. And congratulations once again, fellows. Always such an amazing night to hear what people have to say about the many accomplishments you've achieved in a short 12 months. And so before we send you all off this evening, we invite you to stay so you can network with some of our fellows, talk to them, hear more about their experience. And of course, I also have to say thank you to these fellows because while we are sad to see you go tonight, you are also making room for your younger siblings, we like to call them. But the next group of Atlas Corps fellows, can you believe Atlas Corps Class 23, starts arriving this weekend, so they are packing their bags just like you all did 12 months ago. And we invite everyone back on Thursday, January 26th to this exact same space at 2 p.m. We will have a special afternoon welcome event with our Atlas Class 23 fellows, as well as all our fellows. So we have approximately 75 fellows in the United States who will all be with us that day. So we invite you back to join us. Tell your friends it's going to be here Thursday, January 26th at 2 p.m. So with that, let's give one last rousing applause for Atlas Corps Class 20 and friends. And I also invite our next generation of fellows you can see running around the room. I invite the fellows here to come forward for a photo with Scott, everyone else to join us in the back for refreshments. And thank you all for joining us. We look forward to seeing you on the 22nd. And congratulations once again. All right. Quick photo. How'd it go?
Quick pictures here with these one of their friends.
So much. All right, we're ready. I'll get down there. All right, we're ready to get some photos.
One, two, three. One, two, three. Go here.
We all took advantage. Thank you.
Going back home now?
No, I'm excited.
Good for you.
I guess so. Party baby. Wow, you're
Okay, vamos.
I agree. Did you take them? Another one gets Yeah. She's like, right? I didn't realize how, like, I was just thinking about kind of impressed with you. Congratulations.
This is Shelby. She is for the development manager. She is Kelly Garcia. And Thor's a friend of ours. Maybe dating Gigi as well. Yeah, I did get a few notes there. People like the host committee. I was like, oh, yeah, what about if I just leave here?
Yeah, we could.
I think everyone wants it a more yeah, did you describe these questions? What you saw this evening? Well, let's start the podcast.